Imagine a life where every setback becomes fuel for growth, where validation isn't needed from anyone but yourself, and your peace is truly unbreakable. The ancient Stoics lived through unimaginable challenges, yet found ways to cultivate an inner strength that could weather any storm. They saw resilience as a mindset, a way to thrive, not just survive. What if you could harness that same power? What if you could pursue your dreams quietly, free from the pull of others' opinions, moving through life with intention and purpose? Today, I'll share 12 Stoic-inspired principles, a roadmap for building unshakable confidence, focusing your energy, and outsmarting life's chaos. These aren't just philosophical ideas, they're practical tools for modern resilience. If you're ready to turn inward and build the kind of strength that truly lasts, let's dive into the first principle. 1. Nurture my aspirations in silence. When I have a dream or goal, the excitement makes me want to share it with others. But I've learned that sometimes the best thing I can do for my aspirations is to keep them close, to let them grow quietly in my own mind before exposing them to the outside world. The Stoics taught that dreams need nurturing in solitude because, early on, they're fragile, vulnerable to others' doubts and skepticism. By protecting my dreams from premature exposure, I give them the space to strengthen, evolve, and align with my own values. Keeping my aspirations private helps me stay focused on my true motivation, the internal why that drives me. When I share too early, I risk shifting my focus from achieving the goal to seeking others' approval. By holding back, I'm able to build a deeper commitment to my vision, grounded in my own excitement and determination. This practice allows me to recalibrate and adapt freely without feeling the weight of external expectations. Over time, I've realized that my aspirations are often best shared only when they've matured and are ready to stand strong on their own. When the moment comes to bring others into my vision, I do so with the confidence of knowing I've nurtured it authentically. This quiet, deliberate approach reminds me of a Stoic truth. True power comes from action, not from words. By allowing my dreams to develop privately, I'm able to move toward them with a sense of quiet confidence that no amount of external influence can shake. 2. Avoid gossip and focus on self-improvement. It's easy to get drawn into conversations about others, to focus on their flaws, decisions, or situations. But when I spend energy on gossip, I'm not just talking about others, I'm losing precious time and focus that I could use to improve myself. The Stoics remind me that my energy is finite, and every minute spent judging others is a minute I'm not dedicating to my own growth. Instead of discussing others, I aim to turn my focus inward. Gossip can be a subtle drain on my peace of mind and an unnecessary source of comparison and negativity. By avoiding it, I'm not just creating a more positive environment. I'm also cultivating a mindset focused on growth, compassion, and self-awareness. I've seen the difference it makes in my relationships as well. When I steer clear of gossip, I contribute to a culture of respect, trust, and integrity, where people know I value them for who they are, not for judgments I may pass behind their backs. This principle has a powerful impact on my inner peace too. When I focus on self-improvement rather than others' flaws, I experience more clarity and calm. I'm less likely to compare myself or judge others, which brings me greater satisfaction and a clearer sense of purpose. This Stoic approach reminds me that every moment spent improving myself is an investment in becoming a better, stronger version of myself, one who can contribute positively to the world. 3. Protect my energy. Energy is one of my most precious resources, and the Stoics taught me that managing it wisely is key to a fulfilling life. Each day, I encounter distractions, pressures, and minor stresses that can easily sap my energy if I'm not careful. Whether it's getting lost in social media, engaging in unnecessary drama, or worrying about things beyond my control, I've learned that I need to be intentional about where I direct my focus. Protecting my energy means setting boundaries around activities and people that drain me, and instead prioritizing those that uplift me and align with my values. For instance, while empathy is essential, I don't have to constantly surround myself with negativity or situations that disrupt my peace. This sometimes means creating physical or emotional distance to maintain my well-being. I'm better able to give my energy to what truly matters when I'm intentional about what I allow into my life. My own thoughts can be one of the biggest drains on my energy, especially if I let them spiral into worry or self-doubt. By practicing mental discipline, focusing on what I can control and letting go of what I can't, I conserve energy and keep a calm mind. I've come to see that by protecting my energy, I'm actually investing in my resilience and ability to be present. This approach doesn't mean avoiding challenges. It means engaging with them strategically and sustainably, so I have the energy to make meaningful progress in all aspects of my life. 4. Don't boast about your achievements. When I accomplish something meaningful, it's natural to want to share it, to let others know about the hard work I put in. But the Stoics teach us something profound here. True success doesn't need a spotlight. If my achievements are genuine, they'll be evident in the way I carry myself, in the impact of my actions, and in the respect I've earned over time, not in the amount of praise I receive. Whenever I boast, I shift my focus away from the purpose behind the work and onto the accolades. And the more I seek validation from others, the less I feel satisfied within myself. Instead, by practicing quiet humility, I can find fulfillment in the work itself. This shift helps me stay grounded. Rather than seeking recognition, I put my energy into learning and growing, becoming better with each effort. I think of a gardener tending their plants day after day. When their garden blooms, the beauty is evident to anyone who sees it. The gardener doesn't need to shout about their skill because the results speak for themselves. By embodying this principle, I remind myself that my actions and dedication are what really matter, not the approval of others. Letting my work do the talking creates an inner confidence, one that's far more fulfilling than any praise I might receive. In the end, I find that humility brings deeper, more lasting respect. People appreciate authenticity, and by focusing on the work rather than the rewards, I build genuine connections with those around me. By embodying this approach, I cultivate a sense of pride that's rooted in who I am and what I stand for, not just what I've achieved. 5. Keep your next move. Private. There's a certain strength in keeping my plans close to my chest. It's tempting to talk about my goals, to share every detail with those around me. But I found that discussing my intentions too early can sometimes backfire. When I reveal my next steps, I invite opinions, doubts, and even judgments from others that can distract me from my purpose. By keeping my plans to myself, I'm able to focus fully on the actions that will make my goals a reality. I can take each step deliberately, free from the noise of external influence. The Stoics knew that action is more powerful than words. They understood that the future is uncertain and that sharing plans prematurely can create unnecessary pressure. When I act in silence, I protect my focus, giving my dreams the space they need to grow strong. In practice, this means I stay accountable to myself first. If I talk too much about what I plan to do, it can feel like I've already accomplished something, and that sometimes reduces my drive to actually follow through. Keeping my intentions private helps me stay committed, ensuring that my focus remains sharp and my goals unclouded by outside input. Ultimately, this approach reinforces my resilience. By embracing this principle, I'm not just taking steps toward my goals. I'm strengthening my ability to follow through, regardless of what others may think. When the time is right, I'll reveal my progress, but only when I've already built something worth showing. 6. Practice gratitude in solitude. Taking time to practice gratitude, especially in solitude, has become essential to my well-being. In today's world, where we're encouraged to share every moment and seek external validation, I find solace in quietly reflecting on the things I appreciate. In these moments of solitude, I'm able to connect deeply with what truly matters to me. When I'm alone with my thoughts, I'm free from distractions, and this is where gratitude has its deepest impact. I'm not performing for an audience or looking for reactions. I'm simply acknowledging the gifts in my life, big and small. This quiet practice helps me cultivate a genuine sense of contentment, one that isn't dependent on external circumstances. The Stoics believed that gratitude is a foundation for resilience because it shifts focus from what's lacking to what's already present. During these moments, I notice that my perspective shifts. Challenges don't feel as overwhelming because I'm reminded of the support, opportunities, and strengths I already have. By building a gratitude practice in private, I foster a sense of inner peace and resilience. I'm able to face difficulties with a lighter heart, knowing I have a well of gratitude to draw from. Gratitude in solitude also strengthens my relationships. When I approach others from a place of appreciation, they feel it, even if I don't explicitly express it. I bring more positivity into my interactions and become a source of calm and encouragement for those around me. This quiet practice, I've found, builds a reserve of strength that serves me in every area of life. 7. Guard your weaknesses. There's power in understanding my weaknesses, but I don't need to broadcast them to the world. The Stoics remind me that vulnerabilities can be exploited, especially if shared too openly. Acknowledging my weaknesses is crucial for growth, yet by working on them privately, I protect myself from unnecessary scrutiny or judgment. If I openly discuss every flaw, it's easy for others to form a skewed perspective of who I am, focusing more on my struggles than on my strengths. When I keep my weaknesses guarded, I give myself the space to improve at my own pace. I'm not hiding from my challenges. I'm simply choosing to work on them away from prying eyes. This way, I can approach self-improvement with confidence, free from the pressure of others' opinions. Guarding my weaknesses also helps me build resilience. When I work on overcoming challenges quietly, I'm developing skills and strengths that are authentic and deeply rooted. I'm not improving because others expect it of me. I'm doing it for myself. This approach helps me stay focused on my own journey without comparing myself to others. In essence, I'm creating a fortress within myself, one that's reinforced by my own quiet dedication. By embracing this Stoic principle, I'm not just becoming stronger, I'm building an unshakable sense of self-reliance. When I eventually emerge with newfound strengths, I do so with confidence, knowing that I overcame my weaknesses on my own terms. 8. Don't overthink or dwell on challenges. Challenges are inevitable, but dwelling on them rarely brings relief or progress. When I face difficulties, it's tempting to overanalyze or complain, but I found that this only amplifies the issue. The Stoics encourage us to address challenges with a solution-oriented mindset, directing our energy toward what we can control instead of fixating on what's wrong. In practice, this means shifting my focus to action. Instead of getting stuck in a loop of worry, I break down the problem into manageable steps. I remind myself that challenges aren't meant to defeat me. They're opportunities to grow, to develop resilience and resourcefulness. When I view obstacles this way, I find that they lose much of their intimidating power. This approach doesn't mean ignoring my feelings. I can acknowledge my frustration or disappointment, but I don't let it consume me. By choosing not to dwell, I'm reclaiming control over my response to life setbacks. This perspective has taught me to be proactive, to seek solutions rather than get lost in the problem. Leaders who approach challenges with this mindset become a source of calm and stability. When others see that I'm able to move forward without getting bogged down by every obstacle, it inspires confidence and creates a sense of shared resilience. By embracing this Stoic principle, I'm able to handle adversity with a clear mind and a steady heart, always focused on moving forward. 9. Keep your kindness private. When I do something kind, the Stoics remind me that the reward lies in the act itself. In a world where it's common to post about every good deed, there's something deeply satisfying about kindness done quietly. True virtue, they taught, doesn't seek recognition or applause. It's motivated by a genuine desire to contribute positively to the world. By keeping my acts of kindness private, I reinforce that my intentions are pure. I'm not helping others to boost my ego or reputation, but simply because it feels right. This practice also encourages humility, reminding me that the focus isn't on me, it's on the impact I'm creating. When I help others quietly, I feel connected to something bigger than myself, which brings a profound sense of fulfillment. The beauty of unspoken kindness is that it often inspires others. People notice kindness even when it's not broadcasted. It's a quiet strength, one that builds trust and respect over time. When I do good for its own sake, I foster a more compassionate mindset. I'm not as focused on the external rewards. Instead, I feel joy in knowing I've contributed positively, even if no one else is aware. This private kindness has an interesting ripple effect. Those around me may feel encouraged to act in the same way, to help others without needing a stage. By embodying kindness as a personal value, I create a subtle yet powerful influence, inspiring others to lead with compassion too. 10. Seek feedback wisely. Feedback is essential for growth, but I've learned that not all feedback is equally beneficial. The Stoics valued humility and self-awareness, yet they also knew that opening ourselves to everyone's opinions could cloud our judgment. Seeking feedback wisely means choosing mentors and confidants who genuinely understand my goals and have my best interests at heart. When I carefully select the sources of my feedback, I create a support system rooted in trust. I'm not swayed by every passing opinion. Instead, I'm guided by those who respect my journey and offer insights grounded in experience. This practice helps me avoid the pitfalls of trying to please everyone, which is often an impossible and exhausting task. Choosing my sources of feedback also keeps me focused. Instead of being pulled in multiple directions by conflicting advice, I can make adjustments that are aligned with my true values. This approach builds resilience. I become more confident in my decisions, knowing that the feedback I receive comes from people who understand my vision and support my growth. In doing this, I foster a growth mindset that's intentional rather than reactive. I'm actively shaping my journey, refining my approach based on insights that are relevant and constructive. By seeking feedback wisely, I stay connected to my purpose, refining my strengths without getting lost in a sea of opinions. 11. Value discretion. Choose wisely who you trust. Not every thought, goal, or challenge is meant to be shared with everyone. The Stoics believed that our inner world is sacred, a place to be shared only with those who have earned our trust. Discretion allows me to protect my boundaries, to choose carefully who I let into my inner circle. By doing this, I create a safe space where I can be vulnerable, authentic, and open without fear of judgment. Choosing who to trust isn't about being secretive or closed off. It's about honoring my own values and personal growth. When I surround myself with people who genuinely respect and support me, I feel a sense of security. I know I'm sharing with those who understand the weight of my words and who genuinely care for my well-being. Practicing discretion also cultivates self-reliance. By not needing to disclose everything, I learn to process and work through challenges internally, building a deeper sense of confidence and self-trust. I become more resilient, knowing that I don't need constant external validation to feel secure in my decisions. This principle of discretion, I've found, also strengthens my relationships. When I'm selective with what I share, I give those closest to me a special role in my life. They know that I trust them deeply, which builds mutual respect and strengthens the bond we share. 12. Practice strategic solitude. In a constantly connected world, solitude might seem unnecessary or even uncomfortable. But I've learned that solitude isn't about loneliness. It's about creating intentional space for self-discovery and growth. The Stoics embrace solitude as a time to reflect, to align with their values, and to cultivate a deep inner peace that can't be found in the noise of the outside world. When I take time for solitude, I allow myself to step back from daily pressures and distractions. This quiet time lets me reconnect with my true intentions and assess if my actions align with my values. By carving out space for reflection, I'm able to see my path more clearly. I gain perspective, which often reveals solutions to challenges or brings clarity to my next steps. In solitude, I'm able to explore my thoughts and emotions without external influence. This is where I learn who I am at my core, free from the expectations of others. It's a time for personal growth, for cultivating resilience, and for finding peace within myself. When I make solitude a regular practice, I develop a stronger foundation, one that supports me in all aspects of life. Solitude also enhances my relationships. By taking time to center myself, I'm able to bring more clarity and presence to my interactions. I show up more authentically, more grounded, and better equipped to handle challenges with a calm demeanor. This practice of strategic solitude, the Stoics believed, is an essential part of building inner strength, because it's only when we truly know ourselves that we can lead and inspire others effectively. As we wrap up, take a moment to imagine the impact of these principles in your own life: the quiet confidence, the focused energy, and the unshakable resilience. The Stoics teach us that true strength doesn't come from what others see, but from what we cultivate within. By embracing these timeless principles, you're not just navigating life's challenges, you're mastering them, turning each moment into an opportunity for growth. So, Which principle resonates most with you? How will you start applying this wisdom? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to build lives grounded in purpose, resilience, and inner peace. Remember, the journey to wisdom is lifelong, but every step forward brings you closer to the strength you already hold within.